For over 2 millennia. One of history's greatest mysteries has captivated archaeologists, historians, and treasure hunters alike. Where is the final resting place of Alexander the Great? In 323 BC, at the young age of 32, the man who had conquered most of the known world died in Babylon. His death sent shockwaves across his vast empire, sparking a power struggle among his generals, the Diet. But even as they fought over his legacy, they all agreed on one thing. Alexander's body was the ultimate symbol of power and legitimacy. What happened next is a tale of intrigue, theft, and a journey that has baffled experts for centuries. The original plan was to build a magnificent funerary cart to transport Alexander's body back to his homeland of Macedonia, specifically to Agai, the traditional burial ground of Macedonian kings. This wasn't just any cart. Historical accounts describe it as a rolling temple, gilded in gold, adorned with jewels, and pulled by 64 mules. The construction alone took 2 years, but this grand procession never reached Macedonia. In a daring move, one of Alexander's most trusted generals and childhood friends, Ptolemy, intercepted the funeral cortege in Syria. He understood that possessing the conqueror's body would grant him immense prestige and legitimize his claim to rule Egypt. So he hijacked the remains and brought them to Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt. For a time, Alexander's body rested in Memphis, but Ptolemy's son, Ptolemy II, later moved it to the new capital city he was building, Alexandria. This city, founded by Alexander himself, was destined to become the brilliant center of the Hellenistic world, and at its heart was the tomb of its founder. In Alexandria, Alexander was first interred in a grand mausoleum known as the Soma or Sema. Ancient writers like Strabo and Diodorus Siculus described visiting the tomb. They tell us that his body was preserved, not in a traditional sarcophagus, but in a golden one, filled with honey to preserve it. Later, one of the Ptolemaic rulers, short on cash, melted down the gold sarcophagus and replaced it with one made of glass or crystal. This allowed visitors to actually see the preserved body of the legendary conqueror. For centuries, the tomb was a famous pilgrimage site. Some of Rome's most powerful figures made the journey to pay their respects. Julius Caesar is said to have visited, laying flowers and gazing upon his hero. Augustus, the first Roman emperor, also visited. The story goes that he clumsily broke off a piece of the nose while touching the mummy. Later emperors, like Caligula, reportedly looted the tomb, taking Alexander's breastplate. The last recorded visit was by the Roman Emperor Caracalla in 215 AD, and then silence. After the 4th century AD, all mentions of the tomb vanish from historical records. What happened? How could something so famous, so central to the city of Alexandria, simply disappear? This is where history ends and the great archaeological hunt begins. Several theories have emerged over the centuries. One major theory points to natural disasters. Ancient Alexandria was plagued by earthquakes and tsunamis. The coastal parts of the old city are now underwater. It's entirely possible that the mausoleum, along with the royal quarter it was in, was destroyed by seismic activity and swallowed by the sea. Marine archaeologists have been searching the seabed in Alexandria's harbour for decades, finding incredible artifacts from the Ptolemaic era, but so far no definitive sign of the tomb. Another theory suggests human destruction. The late Roman Empire was a time of intense religious conflict. In 391 AD, the Roman Emperor Theodosius ordered the destruction of all pagan temples. It's possible that zealous Christian mobs, seeing the tomb of the deified Alexander as a powerful pagan symbol, destroyed it completely, leaving no trace behind. The stones of the mausoleum might have been repurposed for new buildings, a common practice in ancient times. This leads us to the many, many claims of discovery. Over the last 2 centuries, more than 140 officially documented excavations have tried to find the tomb. People have claimed to find it everywhere. In 1888, Heinrich Schliemann, the man who found Troy, was convinced it was in Alexandria and sought permission to dig, but was denied. In the 1990s, a Greek archaeological team announced they'd found it in the Siwa oasis, hundreds of miles away, where Alexander had been declared a son of Zeus. This claim was widely publicized but quickly debunked by the wider academic community. More recently, in 2014, the world held its breath when a massive, untouched Macedonian-style tomb was discovered at Amphipolis in northern Greece. The scale and grandeur were fit for a king, sparking immediate speculation that it might be Alexander's. However, excavations revealed it belonged to a close associate or family member, likely Hephaestion or Alexander's mother Olympias, but not the king himself. In Alexandria itself, the search continues. One persistent local legend points to the Nobi Daniel Mosque. Some believe it was built over the site of the ancient tomb. Others look towards an area known as Makam Alexander, the site of the old Roman theatre. Another compelling claim comes from archaeologist Liana Suvaltzi, who insists she found the tomb in Siwa, Egypt. But her work has been controversial and has not been accepted by mainstream archaeology. So, where does that leave us? The truth is, we still don't know. The tomb of Alexander the Great could be lying in fragments at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. It could have been utterly obliterated by religious fervor, its stones scattered across modern Alexandria, or, in the most tantalizing possibility of all, it could still be lying hidden, intact somewhere beneath the bustling streets of the city he founded, waiting for the right person with the right combination of luck and knowledge to finally uncover it. The search for Alexander's tomb is more than just a hunt for gold and glory. Finding it would be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. It would give us an unparalleled window into the Hellenistic world and a direct physical link to a man who, more than any other, shaped the course of Western civilization. Until that day comes, the location of his final resting place remains history's most compelling cold case. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into one of history's greatest mysteries. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments where you think Alexander's tomb might be. See you next time.